All right, welcome to another League of Legends Momentum session with Evan and the League of Legends coach, Warren.
How's it going, everybody?
This is number 12. I have been working on my Teemo skills, and I've been having a really hard time with the build that was suggested. Was it last week? It was last week.
Yeah, it was last session, yes.
Yeah, I've been playing around with it. So let me share my screen. And there is a replay, Warren, if you look at the OP. Did you find it on op.gg?
Yep, I'm checking. The op.gg has actually been bugged lately, so I'm checking if it will work.
Yeah, it wasn't recording for the longest time, but now it is. Okay. Let me put my screen on. There we go. Okay, so where was it? This one. So a couple things. What I found was the build gave me a lot of power. This is the build here, the new build Warren. It gave me a lot of power at the start. My early game was stronger, and sometimes I got first blood, which I usually never get. And if I could snowball that to dominate the lane, then it was great. But if I couldn't, then I found that I fell behind, and the overall build wasn't as strong. I guess going through the boots. So if I compare the boots, right? Boots' swiftness is 60 movement speed to the alacrity was 105. And I found that the distortion wasn't enough. Like the cooldown on the teleport and the flash wasn't enough compared to having the boots to be able to walk around. Like with 105 movement speed, you can cover a lot of ground really quickly.
Basically with the teleport, it's not to be places more. Right, is to be at a certain place at a certain time more consistently. And when you get distortion, because teleport is a summoner spell that people take on your opponent's team, even if you they teleport to counter your teleport during the next teleport, you counter it. Like they can't counter it with the teleport.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm there faster. Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's the point of getting distortion. Now the movement speed does get you around the map more, so you can make a judgment call, because builds ultimately are dependent on the situation, and if you actually just need to walk around more during the game, right, then you can get your mobility. But if you need to split push, like if split pushing is what you're doing, get distortion, because that's what's going to get you around the map. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel less powerful. Maybe it's just getting used to it, but I feel less powerful.
We'll go over this game. We'll see. Now I'll do a replay analysis of your laning phase, because right now, like as you said before, your laning phase is stronger with this build.
Yeah, I don't think I have a replay of with this build laning phase, because op.gg was messing up.
Okay, maybe. I'll treat this game as if you were your early game, at least as if you're going the regular build.
Yeah.
I will see where that goes, and I'll basically break down the positioning.
Okay.
And just give you an idea of how to play the lane, and then maybe you can use that to snowball with the other build. Okay. Now, do you have? Okay, I have to screen share with you.
This will be an interesting one, because it's Yorick, who's a hard counter for Teemo. And I've never laned against a Yorick, so it was the first time.
Okay, so you can see my screen, right?
Let me switch it so it's presenting. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so, whoa.
Twilight Zone, bro.
All right. I have to get Paint open. There we go. Okay, so let's see where this goes. Okay, team. Move quick.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't take anything
Good.
until I know that the jungler's not coming to me, because I usually do poison first,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to steal his buff. So this is my usual play. I just sit at the buff and then ward at 140.
Yeah.
Or if he's there with me, then obviously I help take out his camp.
You're free to walk all the way up here, right? Because they will not be able to walk from their base to up here before you could get there, right? So it's completely safe for you to walk there from base.
Well, okay, so we could pause it there. So my idea was buff ward the buff at 140.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me walking?
So okay, like we'll just talk about this ward here.
Yeah.
What this ward sees is it sees if they're invading the red buff.
Yeah.
Right. That's what this word is for.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really see much. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we could move this ward to a more efficient spot where it does the same job, but it either sees them earlier.
Okay.
Or like it sees more options. So the place that you would place the ward is right here.
What if they come from the other side, though?
Right? If they come from the other side, then they have to be then they have to either take this way out, and if they take this way out, then they'll be seen. If they go up this way, they'll be extremely behind on their jungle path.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
So you want me to ward lower at the same
right
time?
Just right here. At the exact same time, but just right here. But you can actually walk, take your body and walk all the way out here, and nobody will be able to get you.
Right.
And you could be a ward. You could Teemo it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
go invisible.
Yeah. So and then after that, you could just start walking up top, ward here, and walk straight up. Okay.
Okay.
It's just about the word efficiency. Okay, so I really like this skin, by the way.
The downside is now there's a lot more people playing Teemo and banning Teemo, which pisses me off in my ranked games. Like, stop banning and playing Teemo. I want it for myself.
Right? Okay, so
my build here is this is actually something new. I'm doing longsword, 3 potions, I think.
Mm-hmm. You are. Right, and I actually liked it. When I saw it, I'm like, you know what, that's actually smart. Right, when you're auto-attacking. But if you're not auto-attacking, then you're wasting the start, right? So, okay. Here, what we want to do is we want to talk about the tools that each character has here. Okay? Now, he has 6 potions, right? If you look at his inventory here, right, he has Crystalline Flask and these.
Yeah.
So, you have to be an extreme nuisance to him, okay? So, you have a ranged auto attack.
Yeah.
Right? He has a melee auto attack.
Yeah.
And typically, you started your toxic shot, I'm assuming? Okay, so you have your toxic shot, so you have additional damage on your auto attacks, and he has a ranged ghoul.
Yeah.
Right? But that's all you have right now. That's all both of you have. So
Yeah.
who has the lane advantage? You do. Right? So you need to play with this lane advantage, okay? So as Teemo, when you're facing a melee person and you have trade advantage, how you play the lane, right, is you go here.
Where?
In this area.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, because he can't auto-attack you. His zone of damage with his ghoul is about here. But after his ghoul is down, his zone of damage is around here.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't know that, so that's good.
Right? Because his auto attacks, right? So, because of that, he'll use his ghoul, right? You'll auto attack the ghoul once, maybe twice, right? And then you'll auto him twice. But now his ghoul is on cooldown.
Right.
So you can stay here until it comes up. Every time he uses his ghoul, though, it costs him mana.
Yeah.
Right? So even if you're losing HP, you have a lot of potions, right? He'll be losing mana. Right? So your objective here is to attack his mana bar, level 1.
Okay. So just tank the ghoul and keep.
If he chooses to, like, freeze the lane, right? So like, don't push it at all, right?
Yeah.
Just let the lane push naturally. If he auto attacks, match his auto attack on the creep, and just keep doing that. So if you manage to like kill his mana bar by level 3, right? You have lane advantage, complete lane control. Make sense?
Or start making him use his flask, right? Because that gives you mana.
Well, by like if you play this correctly, by level 3 he will be out of flask.
Oh, okay.
Right? Now the technique that you were going to use, the technique I'm going to teach you, right, is you want to use Fog of War Pressure on him. Right?
Okay.
In top lane, these bushes play a pivotal role in gaining pressure in lane. Right? Now picture this, okay?
Yeah.
You're standing here, and every time he goes for or like walks forward or something, you just walk out. You don't even auto attack him. You just walk out and show yourself.
Okay.
Right? He's gonna move back, right? And then you walk back, right? And then he walks up, right? And if you can catch him, you'll auto attack him once, and walk back in the bush to break minion aggro.
Oh, okay, because the minion. Right. Okay.
Right? So now what he's forced to do, right, is ward this bush.
Right.
Right? In order for him to control you, in order for him to do anything, ward this bush. Even if he wards the bush, he still can't punish you for walking in and out of here. Right? Like, this is your zone, right? But he's wasted his ward there. But
Yeah.
he has to ward there just to be able to know what you're doing, to know when you're walking up.
Okay.
So you've attacked his ward, you're attacking his laning. Make sense?
So should I do that with most champions? Or all melee champions?
When they're melee and your trade is better than theirs. So Maokai is an exception. Level 1, you do this, but level 2, and before he hits level 2, you have to back up because his moves are very strong, and he has a heal, like a really, really good heal.
Okay.
Right, a really consistent heal. Yorick has heal, but his heal costs a lot of mana.
Okay.
Okay? So, Yorick, the way you beat him typically is you out-sustain him and you attack his mana bar. That's
Okay.
the typical way to beat a Yorick, okay?
Okay.
So, we'll see how you're playing the lane here. So, you auto-attack him here, which is good, but immediately, right, your reaction is to turn back.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, what you want to do here is whenever you go to auto-attack somebody, you immediately initiate a game of rock, paper, scissors. Okay? Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
Okay, so your auto-attack goes through, right?
Yeah.
Now you take an action. So now your opponent, right, has to have a response to that. Okay? And so, like, let's say they have, like, he ghouls you. His only actual option here is to ghoul you.
Yeah.
Right? But he didn't, right? So what you do is you step here, right, and you auto attack until he ghouls you,
Okay.
right? And then what you could do, because the ghoul's there, right, is you can either auto attack the ghoul to minimize damage,
Yeah.
right? But if he stays in range, you can just walk up to the bush and just auto to the bush, right? And now the ghoul will take you 2 hits, but you just kite the ghoul and you just keep walking up to the bush to break vision, right?
Okay.
But you just keep you manage it by auto attacking him, so you'll get about 5 auto attacks for his 1 ghoul, right? So that's quite a bit of damage, right? So what does that mean? He'll have to pop a potion. So let's calculate how much damage that would be, right? You have 62 AD, right? And your autos do an additional, so it's about, wow, it's about 19, so it's about 29 damage. No, it's about 19 damage. Yeah, so you do about 70, so 81 damage per auto, Okay, so we'll reduce that to 70, factoring in his armor and magic resist, right? And we'll just say like 70 times 5, so that's 350 damage, right? And his ghoul doesn't do anywhere near that, so it has to pop a potion, right? You want to be a nuisance. Like, Teemo, there's a reason Teemo's reference is Satan.
Right.
You just want to be a pest. So what I want you to do is, like, you do know the game well enough to roughly know what characters do. Roughly. Right? And you also know that you have YouTube and resources to, like, figure it out.
Yeah.
What I like to do, if I don't know what a character does, or if I don't know how a character lanes or something, like, let's say I see a Gragas top randomly, right? And before the game starts, I'll Google Gragas top, and I'll see how they lane quickly.
Yeah.
Right? And that way, like, I can get an idea on what I can punish. So this is a punish factor, right? This is something, like, because he's melee, like, he has to lose because of that. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay, so you see how he's walking up to you here?
Yeah.
He actually has 0 pressure on you, right? The most, like, he's walking up to you to ghoul, so give him that ghoul, but then give him 3 to 4 more auto attacks for it, right? Think of it as a trade. Right? Think of it as you're buying something, right? You're paying $1 for something that's worth $10, right? So you want to take that opportunity here, right? So okay, so now, right? He uses ghoul, right? So this ghoul is on cooldown. So its cooldown is 10 seconds, okay? So instead of standing here, right, you should be standing all the way up here.
Okay.
Because he has nothing to deal with. Like, he has nothing to answer you with.
Yeah.
And every single time he goes for a last hit, he should be taking an auto attack.
Okay.
At least. So every single time his ghouls are down off cooldown, he can't farm. You get what I mean?
Yep.
So, as Teemo, people usually have an answer to you, right? Like, one answer. You know? Like, he has his spells, right? But he does not, like, other than that, he doesn't really have much.
Yeah.
Right? But once those are on cooldown, you can go unanswered. You can just auto-attack him.
Yeah.
Right? So take that advantage, right? Don't just give it up to them, okay? Okay, so right now, right, for your mental notes, right, it's 221.
Yeah.
Right, their jungler started blue side. You knew that because these guys arrived lane late.
Okay.
Right, so the jungler started blue side, or red side rather, and they are at their red buff at 220, which means you do not have to fear a gank here.
Yeah.
So for your mental notes at the 220 mark, don't play it to fear the jungler. That should never cross your mind.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, so here. So you see how his ghoul's down, right?
He just used it. Yeah.
Like, he just used it, right? Yeah. So your two options here are to attack the ghoul and step up and then attack him, right, to reduce the damage that the ghoul does, or to just straight attack him.
Okay.
Right? But if you straight attack him, that means you're going to attack him more. Okay? But what you want to do here, right, is you want to build so that you can auto, right, a ghoul, right, to kill it.
Auto E. There's no E.
Not now. I'm just saying, like, your build path, right? The way you should build, it's going to be attack speed and AP, right? Those are the stats you need. But basically, when he ghouls you, as soon as the ghoul comes up, right, you can just auto it, right, and it'll die, right? And eventually, you could just auto them and they'll die.
But I don't have an E. What do you mean by E? You mean Q? Like my blind?
Sorry, you're blind.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I actually, when I play Teemo, I switch my toxic shot at my, because I make my Q my E, and I build Blade of the Ruin King on him, so I put my Blade of the Ruin King on Q because toxic shot is a passive skill.
Yeah, okay. I put my blade on E.
Yeah, because it's the same thing as Vayne, right? Just for everybody watching right now, characters like Teemo and Vayne, if you ever have an active item, instead of using the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that Riot gives you, you can actually assign it to the skill, and you can use the item as if it's a skill. It's a really smart way to get away with, to get around using other buttons. So yeah, you want to use your blinding dart to kill the ghouls.
Okay. I don't have it yet though. It's still level
Yes, you're level 1, yes. But
Yeah.
just in general,
Yeah.
that's how you want to build, because he'll try to trade with you, but you'll kill it, and then you'll be able to out-trade him, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you like a lane-specific thing. Like, this is for Yorick, and this could have been why you lost the lane or had a tough time or whatever. Okay, so don't be afraid to auto him.
I'm just trying to last hit some of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the trick about last hitting, okay? The trick is you have 65 AD, right? And you click on the minion's HP, and they have 300, right? But this bar will be up here in the top left. This is just spectator mode. So when it's at the top left, you basically like you click on the minion that's dying the fastest, that you know is going to die first, and you don't look at the minion anymore, right? Just you know where it's going to be, and you know it's dying. You just make sure that its HP is still in the top left, right? And you're just looking at that number every so often, right? When that number gets lower than your AD or is about to get there, get in position to last hit it. Make sense?
Yeah. I mean, the challenge here is like, if you look at that last one, I've got what? How many minions there? 7 minions, 6 minions, 6 minions attacking it. Mm-hmm. So then it seems okay, and then I missed it because they killed it too quickly.
Yeah, but you have to be able, because so if we were to get higher level, like the reason I'm teaching you this is because the next level is where your eyes actually are, right, when you're laning.
Yeah.
Right? So where your eyes are, you have to look at your opponent's positioning, because the minions are a constant, right? They're going to be doing a predetermined thing, right, based on the environment that they're dealing with, right? So you'd be able to know what they're doing by just looking at the lane, not looking specifically at their actions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, but you don't know what he's doing because he's just a random. It's a random factor. So your attention needs to be here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in order to support that, your attention also needs to be on your allied minions, because your allied minions are what your opponent wants.
Yeah.
Right, and because you know your opponent wants something, we treat it as what's called a forced mechanic, right? And you punish it. Now, Teemo has the ability to punish these forced mechanics, right? So part of the character, right, is to use his strengths, like to win your laning phase. So you basically want to be watching your own minions' health as if you were last hitting them, like just getting a feel for them.
Yeah.
Right, so you can walk up and so you can walk up and punish them.
Yeah.
Right, and you have your CS in the top left here, right? So it'll look something like this, but it'll be up here.
Yeah.
And you want to just make sure that the creep's HP is lower than yours, right? And then you can last hit it.
Yeah.
Right, using there's very little things. So as you know, I do coach professional teams. Right, and you can break this down to very, 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 very little things. So, here, I'll do a little drill for you. Okay, could you put the screen on your webcam?
Put the screen on
on Google. Yeah.
Sorry, on me or on my screen? On
your webcam, so I can see you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands, right, both of them, and stick them out, right, and put them together as if you're making the Illuminati sign.
Oh, what is it?
Right?
This?
So, yes, right. Now take that, right, and just close your. Now open your fingers out and just do it with your thumbs. So just touch your index finger and your thumb. Okay.
Okay.
Like that. Now make sure take them off so they're releasing, so they're not touching. Right, but move them closer so you get a hole in between your fingers. So okay. overlap your index, right, and your Like, so make the hole smaller, basically.
Like that?
So just move them into each other further, like so they
This?
overlap. Keep the shape. Okay, I have to. How can I show you this?
I'm not following instructions, Warren.
Take it. Instructions weren't clear. Fingers stuck in dryer. Take your index finger and you can put it on your middle finger's knuckle.
Index finger on the middle finger's knuckle.
Yeah, but keep that shape going. Like, so it makes the hole smaller. You get what I'm saying? So
Like
go back to the shape. Go back to the shape. You don't cross fingers. You put your hand behind one hand. You just want to make a small hole in between your thumbs.
Like this?
Okay, so...
You need a webcam, Warren. We gotta get you.
I really do. I do. Right? So yeah, you're doing the right thing in terms of... It's a large hole now, right?
Like this?
No, you're making a triangle. Just make the regular hole. That's perfect. Okay? But
Yeah.
now what you want to do, right, is you want to move your fingers in, right? Like keep one hand still. Keep one hand perfect
still.
where it is, right? And just move your hand behind it. Don't touch it, just behind it. You see it? Now you see that hole?
Okay.
Now put your other fingers up. Right, so they're not blocking it. Perfect. Right? Now you want to make that hole smaller. There we go. Now what you want to do is stick your hands further out. Stick your hands out from your face. Right? And you want to focus on an object in the room, okay? Through that hole.
Okay.
Right, so you see it? Now what you want to do is you want to pull that to your back to your face, right? While keeping it in vision. And you see how it went over one eye?
Okay.
Right, so that's your right eye. That means your right eye is dominant.
Okay.
Okay, so in League of Legends, what like top level players and top analysts and things like that, they're finding all these ways to make things more ergonomic and less strenuous for people's play, because they have to play for a long time, right? So you know how you can switch the mini-map side?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, well, there is a function in the game where you can switch the side of the mini-map.
Okay.
Well, having it on the right-hand side is good for people who are right-eye dominant, because it's less strenuous on their eyes to look to that side.
Okay.
Right, but if you're left eye dominant, you want to have it on the left hand side, right? So these are things that affect your game, right? In terms of like your endurance and your focus level, and make you focus better, right? But these are all things that like you can use to break it down. Now, in your laning phase, these are all things like this is an example of a level of type thing you can expose your opponent for. So, like for example, if your opponent is typing. Right? So if your opponent is typing and you see them walk back and type, right?
I don't know if they're typing.
How do you know? Okay, so one technique I use, and it's kind of more like I assume they're typing, but it's a logic, like there's a logic behind it. If this creep is dying, right, and they've always walked up to farm the creep, right? So let's just say that it's a melee creep, because they always farm the melee creeps. Right, so this is dying, it's really low, but instead they walk back here and stand still.
Right.
Right? I will assume they're typing, and my punish to that is for me to just walk up and stand here.
Okay.
Because if I stand here, he can't come back, and he's given up the positioning in the lane. So right now there's like a struggle going on, right? You each have like your own like invisible force combating each other. Right? And you two are walking back and forth, right? That's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
You guys just walk back and forth. But if he walks back, like all the way back here, and he ends up here, right, you will just walk up in response, right? And then the forces will be...
Reset.
Will change.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So Teemo is the dictator of that force. Right, he's the one who punishes extremely effectively. What you have to start adding to your lane phase is lane presence. Because in order for you to climb from this point, you have to make sure that the top laner is irrelevant. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right, you're really good at making yourself relevant. So you see how he's unloading on you here, right?
Yeah.
Now, look at his mana.
Yeah.
We'll look at all the resources here. So, he's very low on mana.
Yeah.
So he can't really do that a lot. You have all of your potions. He has all of his potions. Okay? So the amount of damage you're taking isn't really that much, right? And you took 2 steps, and those 2 steps could have been 2 autos, okay? So you've done 2 autos worth of damage to him, and then what you would do because of the lesson is you'd walk up here and you'd auto again, right? And then you would walk here and you would possibly auto again. Okay? So what that means is you would be sitting at a quarter health, right? And he would be sitting at a quarter health, right? He has more HP than you, remember that.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to burn through more HP. Even though you do 350 damage, right? You still have to burn through more. Now, the more you do it, the more it's in your favor, right? But he has to expend a lot of mana. So that's why this trade is worth it. Now, if he pops a potion here, right, you do the same, right? You match the potion pop.
Okay.
Right? Always on the first potion, match the potion pop, right? Because it puts you in the same situation, especially when you're ahead of them. Obviously, the only exception is if you're like close to full health. Don't pop your potion if you're not under 150 health. You want to get the full use out of it, right? But here, just like as soon as this happens, just auto attack and move up, okay? Right, and you'll get the damage. So we're gonna go through this. Let's see your wave control here. Now, what ends up happening because you're not retaliating to him?
Yeah.
You end up taking the damage, and he ends up like having HP.
Yeah.
So now, because he has more potions than you, he can take advantage of this lane and actually take damage from you to get auto attacks.
Yeah.
He can afford to take negative trades.
Yeah.
Okay? So, what we're going to do here, I'm going to end the screen share.
Yeah. I've been trying to work on it so that if there's no free damage. It's always some kind of retaliation, but I didn't do it this time. It's in my head though. It's in my thought process most of the time.
That's good. Okay, so I'm not screen sharing anymore, right?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna make a custom, and I'm gonna pick Yorick, right? And you're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna walk up, and I'm gonna use a ghoul on you, and you're just gonna auto attack me and walk into the bush. Remember to kite the minions and kite me while you're doing it.
Okay.
Okay, so if I walk towards you, just walk away and into a bush. Right? If I'm walking away from you, walk into me and into a bush. But make sure you're spacing the minions.
Can I before we do that, can I ask you something quick?
Sure, cool.
Hopefully, well, I don't know. We'll see how quick it is. Let me just share my screen. And maybe there's no quick answer to it, but I found like the last couple games, I'm trying to find how to get my. You can see my screen now, right?
Yes.
How do I find my history here? Here. I've been testing things out and getting some losses, but I haven't been playing too badly. Can I see everybody's? Yeah. So this I found in the last couple games where like my bot lane is getting destroyed, right? Like my bot lane went 1-20.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so great. I went 2-0, but we lost.
Mm-hmm.
How do I be more relevant? Is it just finding places to teleport down to and help them, or split pushing stronger?
So the logic process that you have to use, the logic string that you have to use, is if your opponent has somebody on their team that's a problem, and you want to win the game, you have to figure out how to keep them in check. Okay, what can you do to keep them in check? Right now, if they're killing your team, that's fine if you're constantly pushing and they have to try to come up to you and like they can't catch you, you know? Or like no matter like with Jinx's build, if you look at her build, okay? If you built the Leandry's, Luden's Echo, Deathcap, Void Staff build with Sork Boots, right? If you were to get that, and how long was the game?
33 minutes.
33 minutes. So you should have all those items besides maybe the Deathcap, right? You should be able to just stealth, like shroom up somewhere, split push, and then stealth, and when the AD carry comes, instantly kill them. I was to step on a shroom.
And
Right?
lose top for that.
Sorry?
Lose top for that.
Well, no. You're split pushing top, so this is mid game happening. Okay, you're split pushing top, but you have their top side warded as well. Right now, you know because you're looking at the mini map that they're AD carry or somebody who has backs for you. Right. So what you do is you go into your shroom field and you just go stealth. Right. So you need to have the red Trinket on you, so you make sure that you like sweep, make sure that you're not seen on a ward or anything going stealth, and then you just go stealth, and then they walk on your shroom, right, and then like you kill them, and if they don't walk on your shroom, you just go back top and you start split pushing again.
So in the laning phase, do nothing.
In the laning phase, play high pressure, right? And once you get your tower down, you can start being having map pressure. Now, the one advanced technique you could do, and it's very, very the timing is very strict for it, right? And you don't always get this opportunity in the games you play. But if you're able to push out your opponent, you can back to base, walk bottom lane for a gank, right? Or walk mid lane for a gank. Not even to like get a kill, just like to get your damage out on them, so that you can give your lanes a little bit of an advantage, and then teleport top.
Okay.
Right? That's a play, but like you don't get that play often. As top lane, it kind of sucks because you're on an island. Right, so you have to like be able to instead of actually like going down to kill Jinx, you have to be able to pull her up to you. You know. Now in this game, like their Jinx wasn't even strong. Oh wait, no, is that the game? Yeah.
Jinx is on my team.
Okay, so their Graves.
Their Graves.
Yeah, their Graves was super strong. So in order to keep him in check, right, you need to pull him up there. Now, what you'd have to do in this game specifically, like your adaptation for this game, was you would need to buy a Quicksilver Sash, right, for the split pushing. Because if Warwick comes and puts you in check, you need to be able to get off of his ulti. You can't get locked down by his ulti. Right? But if you get the QSS, there's nothing that can stop you. Right? There's a Morg bind which you can dodge, and Morg can flash ulti. But other than that, there's nothing that can stop you from split pushing in terms of CC. So as long as you have the proper knowledge, you'll be fine. Now, you
So
can
I guess so this is the game against Yorick, right?
Yeah.
I played against Yorick, so I went 2-4. I think I killed him with the jungler. He went 3-4-7, so I mean he didn't do fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But the typical and my play can get way better, and I could do better in lane. Typically, how it's playing out in lane is it becomes a farm lane until somebody does something, right? Like it's my jungler. What's that?
It's called a time bomb. So this is professional like terminology, and basically when a lane is neutralized because of how the players are playing, right? If both the players are playing like at the same level where they can't take advantages off of each other,
Yeah.
right? So they're neutralized. The only thing that can break that is jungler presence.
Right.
Okay.
And so usually I'm backed out, like it's closer to my tower than to his.
Yeah.
And so I always create opportunities for my jungler. They don't always come. It's solo queue, and whatever. I don't complain about it. But the point is, we're farming. I'm holding my tower. I rarely lose my tower, but I'm seeing my bot lane get smashed, and here I am, kind of trading top. If I go bot, I'm gonna lose tower.
You can't influence bot during the laning phase very well as Teemo, right?
Yeah.
That's something you have to accept when you're playing the character,
Okay.
right? If their bot lane is getting big, you have to let it get big,
Okay.
right? And then you have to deal with it at that point. The reason Teemo is not like Teemo's strong in solo queue, don't get me wrong, but one of his weaknesses is he doesn't have bot lane pressure.
Okay.
Right, during the laning phase. Whereas if you were a Shen, Volley Bear, somebody with CC, you could teleport down there and like get kills and then go in there, right? But Teemo can't do that. But what Teemo can do is he can stay top for entirely too long, right? And be completely safe because of his minefield.
Yeah.
Right, and because he can have entire north side control and he can deter his opponents from going north.
Yeah.
Once he's established that, once he's got his top turret, you can establish bot side control, right? And you can start doing things with your team. Now, if you were to look at the itemization in this game, right? Your AD carry, your bot lane died 20 times, right?
Yeah.
But look at your AD carry's items and look at their AD carry's items.
Yeah.
Right? They're the exact same.
Yeah.
Right? So does it matter? Like, the only difference is she doesn't have attack speed boost, but she has a Q that increases her attack speed.
But
right?
she's missing a Bloodthirster. Graves has a Bloodthirster.
Yeah, he does, but the advantage that Jinx has is her range.
Okay.
Right? But she went double crit. Right? So she'll do more damage in fights than Graves will.
Okay.
If she can auto attack. Right? If she can get her auto attacks up, she'll do that. When I say they have the same items, I mean they have like 3 item to 3 item.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So Jinx has the ability to do it now. Like, I don't think she built correctly in general, but she still does damage.
Yeah.
Right. So your team's actually not in a bad situation in terms of the items that they have.
Well, our Blitz is sucking hard. He's got 1 item basically.
Yeah, but like Blitz doesn't have to land a hook, right? If they're sending 2 to 3 people towards you. You get it? Like your win condition this game was to attract enough attention towards you so that Jinx can shred the towers.
Right. Okay.
Because Jinx and Master Yi have extremely strong push power. Right? Yeah. Same with Yasuo. Right? So, and if you see them go for them, right, just say, like, you type to your team and you say, like, I'm going to split push. I need you guys to go up to a tower when I'm split pushing. If they look like they want to fight, run away. If they start walking towards me, go back to that turret. Rinse and repeat. If they send 2 people towards you, your team gets a turret.
Yeah,
right? Because they have an advantage. Right? And you slowly push this advantage. Right? This is how I play at this level, right? Is I just play with pressure. I've been Lucian, I've been in bronze, and I've died 9 times in lane. But I ended up carrying the game by positioning correctly. Now the reason I've died 9 times in lane is because I was trying to play it as if it was diamond, and I was expecting my support to do certain things. Once I learned that my support wasn't at the ability to pressure and anything like that, I played it safely, but then I just split pushed during the mid game. Right. They couldn't handle the split push, so I ended up like just walking straight through bot and taking their nexus. I slowly went in through there. Right, because they kept on trying. Like, they decided to go for Baron, and I took both of their turret tower, like their Nexus turrets. You're an intelligent person, right? And you have to acknowledge that.
Hello. I think we got cut off. Warren said I'm an intelligent person, and then the call drops. We'll see if he reconnects.
Did I cut out?
There we go, yeah. You said I'm an intelligent person, and then you just dropped off.
Okay. You're an intelligent person.
Click.
Yeah. So you are an intelligent person, so you want to acknowledge that not everybody is actually using their brain power and using their intelligence when they're playing.
Sure.
They're using, like, they're using human nature when they're playing. They're reacting to various stimuli and they're reacting to the like current situation. If you're able to tap into that and to control that state of the game, right,
Yeah.
and be the thing that they're reacting to, you will be controlling your opponents, right? And as long as you're doing that, they'll always be a step behind you, and you'll win the game,
Okay.
right? It's
So-
it's entirely strategy when your team is feeding. It's not about being a collie and 1v5ing. It's strategy.
Right. So with Yorick, I mean, he stayed top for a huge chunk of the game.
Yep.
And so we're just trading. And it actually ended up being me who had to leave because we lost both towers in both lanes. So like I'm now way overextended because I haven't lost a tower and we've lost our 4 other towers. So I had to come back. I don't know. I guess I felt that was the right call to go back and not just stay. My team's getting destroyed and not just stay top with Yorick. But I couldn't push him out, and he couldn't push me out. We're just going back and forth, and I had to leave to come back and team fight. And I know team fighting is the worst part. Like you want me out split pushing, but when I can't push because usually their top laner gets frustrated at my laning style. He's not getting kills, and he leaves, and then I just push like crazy.
Yeah, no, you're doing the right thing there. Now the adaptation is like, you do have to rotate for team fights, but you're not necessarily doing it to win the team fight. You're doing it to like disengage it. You know, lay the shrooms down so that your team can fight. Right? Because you just want to minimize the amount of fights that happen. Now, people are going to die. I'm not saying don't kill them, right? But what I want you to do is basically like get people low, right? And when people get low, just walk into their jungle and set up traps in there, right? Prep it, right? Because now you can split push and people come up and you've effectively killed about 1:30 of their playing time. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You get what I mean there? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, I just wondered if there's anything I can do to help when I
some
see
games are unwinnable. Honestly, like some games are unwinnable. You won't have
Yeah.
the ability to win them. It happens. It just seems like it was one of those games.
Okay.
But in terms of like just what I'm looking at,
Yeah.
right? Like Jinx is still relevant. No matter how bad she was playing, she still has the damage to be relevant.
Yeah.
Right. So because of that, all you needed to do is take the person who was fed on their team and put them in check. Now, fortunately, if it's their AD carry and you can get on them, you can blind them and they won't do any damage for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I love 1v1 in ADCs.
Yeah. Right.
Well, this is the game before too. Maybe it's just because it's been happening. Like the game before, our bottom lane went 3-20. Right? So it's like, oh, my bottom lane keeps getting smashed, and I'm sitting here up top. I didn't do as well. I have a hard time with Cho'Gath, actually. He's probably my hardest matchup right now.
Yeah, Cho'Gath is probably like the most safest laner, right? Because you'll harass him, but he'll heal it by CSing. But you basically have to like stand on top of your melee minion line and auto attack them a lot and use bushwhacks.
Okay.
If you can do that, then you'll win your lane easily.
Okay. I mean, I think he may have killed me in lane, but it wasn't. I die. I usually, if I die like that, it's not usually in lane. It's usually later on in the team fights. But like my bottom lane again is 3-20, and I'm wondering. Like I'm not trying to blame them. I'm trying to wonder what if there's anything I can do to turn that tide a little bit. Maybe there's not. Just
there's nothing you could do to improve their score, right? But you can make their mid game and their late game entirely easy for them because they're not gonna deal with whoever's there. Now they have a Rammus, so that's actually a Teemo counter for split pushing because he rolls up faster than you. So if he comes with somebody, like you're pretty much dead.
Well, but like I usually have good Shroom coverage. If he hits a Shroom, he slows.
Exactly. But he basically, like, what you do with him is you just get behind the Teemo when he's, like, split pushing. You try to get behind him, right? And he's really good at that because he's really fast at it. And even if you see him on a Shroom or you hit him on a Shroom, if he has a positional advantage, right, you will get caught out. So what we're going to do here is you're going to invite me to a custom. I'm going to play Yorick, and you're going to Bushwack me. I'm gonna practice this technique, okay? Yeah, I wish I could invite you, but when I watch replays, it goes to a black screen. Start it up.
Teemo. Teemo.
He took
Omega.
teleport, right?
I usually do teleport. Teleport flash.
Mhm.
Yorick. I hate Yorick because he can blow up my mushrooms with all of his ghouls, but that's the first time I laned against him. He's not that common a character.
Yeah, he's not a very common character, but he's very linear
What do
in
you mean?
terms of how he plays.
Okay. What
He
does
just
that mean?
he just fires like ghouls at you and he auto attacks. Right? It's very simple.
Okay.
Right? So once you can get used to like the pacing of him,
Yeah.
right, you'll play a lot better, you know?
Yeah. Well, as I get more games, I knew what he did. I just didn't. I didn't have a sense yet of how damaging each ghoul would be in their range, and
Yeah. No,
so
I understand.
yeah. But that I mean, it wasn't a bad game. I had a perfect score line. You know, he was negative KDA in his victory, but just can't figure out how to help my bottom lane. Maybe I can't. Just trying to think if there's anything else I could do.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta win in another area. Like, if you can't help your bottom lane, right, you have to think about it. Like, um, you have to pull funds from another area to help another area, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, even if you did that, you wouldn't be able to help it. So the only way you're able to actually do anything is to just invest funds elsewhere, right? And that you can help it indirectly.
Right. The
Right.
best is if I'm slip pushing hard and bringing 3 people up top to deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't have to do anything. They can get back into the game.
Right.
Do you know what item they started against you? Flasks. That's right.
Flask and potions.
Yeah. So consumables.
I'll touch light here. Let's close that down. So if I'm on red side, where am I dropping that first ward? Here?
At the pixel bush.
At the pixel bush. Where's the pixel
Yeah.
bush? Oh, in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So where do I walk? You want me to walk
Inside the bush, in between it. Like,
the banana bush?
Yes.
Here? Oh, I didn't get my ward. Oh well, whatever.
Yeah, right here. So what you do is you walk all the way up and you walk right here. Now, if your mid laner is here, your mid laner should be here and you should be up here. So, wait, can you follow me so I can show you?
I went back to get my
Okay.
ward.
Come out your blue buff entrance. I'll be there.
Blue buff entrance. Okay.
Rather exit for you.
All right, here I am.
All right, so come out all the way up. All right, so this is where you want to be, right? And like even if you're not Teemo, you want to be here. Now, you have an option of coming up here.
Yeah.
Follow. Coming up here, right? In warding, here. Now there is a way to just walk inside here, right, and ward the bush, right, by clicking on the wall. But you can mess up and you can get outside.
Okay.
So here, come here.
Okay.
I want you to practice this word, right? And I want you to put your cursor right in the middle of the wall and place your word and see if you can get it inside the bush.
Okay. I gotta move. I gotta stand where you are. I think. No. Oops. Jeez.
Oh, sorry.
In the middle of the wall. Let's see. There you go.
Nice
Nice.
inside there?
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. All right, so let's go get a laning. Let's see what we can do here. And that's what you want to do early. Like, that's an option for you to ward. Okay, so, all right, laning phase is ensued. So I'm walking up here. You want to auto attack me? One more. See that damage? Right now you want to walk into a bush after, so minions stop attacking you. Right. So here, so I'm gonna E you here, and you're gonna auto attack me twice, and then you're gonna walk into a bush.
Okay.
So watch. I'll do it to you, okay? And I'll show you how effective the pressure is. Right. This is what it should look like. Right. So it should look like this, and then I walk in here.
Oh, the ghoul didn't follow?
Okay, you might die. You have to attack the ghoul. Right? So watch. I'm going to press my W on you. Now you're doing it right because I have cooldowns. Now attack me again. There we go. Right, so I have to pop my potion. I have to back away. Good job. Now stop.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to over push it. Like, you don't want to walk past the minions that you're farming.
Okay.
Right? You just want to push me so I can't farm. You get what I mean?
Okay.
And you also want to pop your potion.
Yeah, I just did.
I can't do anything here, see?
Oh!
Right, so you could obviously just flash auto me, okay? Okay, if you're gonna do something like that,
Yeah.
always follow it up with an auto,
Okay.
right? Now, okay, I'm gonna you're level 3 now, right? You have your move. Okay, so you actually want to use your passive movement speed to get into range and auto attack. So I'm dead. Right. So you see how you get a passive movement speed from move quick?
Oh, I don't have move quick.
I'm just okay.
Should I use move quick?
No. Not against Yorick. You actually don't get it against Yorick, but against regular melee people, you do get move quick. It's extremely important.
What?
Okay. I'll show you why.
I don't understand. So when I'm using, I should use move quick. I get a passive bonus.
So mouse over move quick, right? And you see how it says a passive, and
Use for 10% unless it's been damaged by an enemy or turn in the last 5 seconds. Oh, okay. Wow, cool. So I should just have that.
yeah.
I always build. I build it fourth.
Yeah. Against Yorick, you want to build it fourth because you don't necessarily need it earlier than that because he harasses with ghouls. He doesn't harass with auto attacks. But people who need to auto attack you, you get move quick. And this is the technique you do, okay? Right? Use your passive movement speed to walk in and auto attack.
Yeah.
Okay? And then what you do after that is when I start walking towards you, you pop your W for the bonus movement speed.
Yeah.
The extra, right? And you'll move faster, and then you'll be able to kite me,
Yeah.
right? And you'll be able to move in and out of my range. So you have to move back here. Keep auto, move back, auto, move back. See? That's what you do. That's the technique you do. And as soon as you auto, you want to be making yourself to a bush. Go to a bush. Right? Like kite to a bush, and watch minions drop aggro from you. So I'm gonna pop a potion here. That's an auto. Go to a bush. Bush. Drop the aggro. Good. Right now, auto bush. Auto. Now walk out. Auto bush. Walk out. Auto bush. See how much pressure that is?
Yeah.
I can't farm. Right now.
I'm not farming well either, but but I got it.
Yeah, but now you got to combine these abilities, right? To do that. So,
so to drop the minion aggro, okay.
Yeah. Now, you never want to attack in the bush. Okay?
Right, because then they can see you.
Exactly. But you typically I'm gonna get to lane. Don't harass me. This is what you want to look like to your opponent. So you want to look like this. So when they're walking up for a CS, you want to walk up, auto, walk back.
Right.
Walk
Okay.
up, auto, walk back. Walk up, auto, walk back. Walk up, auto, walk back. Walk up, walk in, walk up. Like, you want to be really quick about it. So auto me. Bush. Good.
Oh.
You're auto attacking in the bush. I can see you. One. Okay. Go back in. Good. Go back in. Good. Okay, you don't want to harass with your blinding dart. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Right? Just use your toxic shot. Max your toxic shot. Right? And just do that. Because when I get close to you, that's when you want to do it. Right? And attack the ghoul. Yeah. Good. Oh. Okay, so do you know how to play shrooms?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to show you some cool techniques, okay? So
It really depends on how I'm, like, sometimes I need them for...
I'll show you. I'll show you like a really cool technique, okay? Okay, there we go. I'm going to go to screen share. Oh, I'm dead. I'm gonna go to screen share, okay? That's a good shroom. But okay, so the minion wave, right? You know it walks around the same predetermined line,
Yeah.
right? So what you want to do, I just gotta put my screen share on. Is it on? No.
No, I
Okay.
see you.
So there we go. You
Oh,
can see
hold
my
on.
screen now.
I gotta put the camera on your screen.
Mm-hmm.
Present to everyone.
Okay. So you see how like the minions will walk the same predetermined line every time, right?
Yeah.
They occupy about like this wide of space, right?
Okay.
What you want to do is you want to place your shrooms here. Oh, whoops. Those horrible circles. So here, right here,
Yeah, so only if they group you'll hit them.
here, right? So they're not there. But then what you want to do is you want to stand here.
Where? Okay. Oh, to force them to the other side?
So they get forced into your shrooms.
The minions or the
No, your opponent, right? Because
Right.
your opponent cannot stand in front of you. If your opponent stands in front of you, you get free harass. But if they stand across from you, you'll take more minions to harass him, right? So what you do, right, constantly as Teemo, is you stand on, like, you'll be standing on this side, and you'll be, like, laying down your shroom trap, right? And then you'll stand on this side, right? And then you'll lay down your shroom trap up here, right?
So
And then what you do, yeah, and then what you do is you just like walk here, and their only walk path is here.
Right.
So with characters like Caitlyn, with characters like Teemo, with characters like Shaco, right? Their traps, right, or their little things that they put down that do damage, do something called alter the terrain.
Right.
So this area right now, when this shroom is here, they cannot step on this, right?
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to be extremely detrimental to their lane. Right. So if you keep getting like the shrooms in places that won't pop unless they'll punish him, right, you will dominate the lane, right? And now some people try to get shrooms all like for ward control.
Yeah.
Out here, right? But if you have like this entire area here shroomed up, right, looking like this, right? Like if you have a pattern of something like that, your opponent only has so many angles that they could use, right, to get in without you noticing from here, right? So if you have like this entire area blocked off and then here, right, you most likely won't be lane ganked.
Okay.
Right? So you've denied yourself the lane gank, you've denied yourself a river gank, right? So you have the knowledge for it. Now all you have to do is get your shrooms up these lines, and then you have total lane control.
Yeah.
Right? So you know the build that I gave you before?
Yeah.
Right, with the AP, like the butt tons of AP.
The butt tons of AP.
Yeah, butt tons of AP.
That's an official word.
Yes,
Butt
that's
tons.
official terminology. So this is why it's super strong, because your opponent can't stand in lane against you. Right? You're just like standing there and they're trying to get on there, they stand on a shroom, they have to back to base immediately.
Yeah.
Right? And then they come back to lane and then they have to back to base immediately. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why that build is so strong. Right? Now the build you want to do, you have to chip at them, you have to whittle them down. That takes more skill. Right? That takes more managing cooldowns and stuff like that. You can still do this strategy. Regardless of what build you're doing, you're still doing this setup. Right? But you have to make sure that you're playing the lane appropriately. You're either going for more of these short trades, or you're trying to pressure them into your mushrooms. Right? Like, your positioning should be to, like, you go here, and then he has to, like, go here, right? So what you do instead is you just move back this way.
Yeah.
So, like, you move back this way, so that forces him up into the shroom.
If I'm like losing lane, then that's usually what I'll do. If I'm ahead, then I'll usually typically ward deeper in to catch the jungler and also give my jungler vision.
You can get, if you're ahead, you can put green wards in their jungle.
Yeah, I do that too
Right.
when I get my trinket upgraded.
You want to upgrade your trinket to the sweeper, to the red one, right? And you just want to buy wards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because in order for you to be a teleporter, right? Basically, what you would do. So, for example, is like you would teleport to a shroom here, right? And you would pressure this tower, but their team would come to you, right? You can see what I'm doing on the mini map, right?
Kind of. It's really small.
Yeah. Here, let me see if I can. Oh, whoops. Let me see if I can blow it up here. Is that better?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so you're pressuring this area of the map. Okay? So you teleported down here, right? And you're taking this turret, like you have minions and everything. But then
Sorry, I'm on the. Okay. This is later game or what? I'm on the red side?
mid to late game, right? And
Okay.
you're on the red side. Right? So and then you see that their team's coming for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like through here, like maybe you'll see because you placed a ward here, right? So what you do is you just go like invisible here, right? Because like you sweep, right? You send your sweeper out and you see if you can find any wards. Like you go in this bush or whatever, and you just go invisible, right? And then so what they end up doing is they either walk on shrooms. So like you have your, we'll assume that you're here,
Yeah.
right? I'm just gonna take everything out here. And make
So the sweeper really helps if I'm trying to go stealth mode because then they can't see me, right?
So here, exactly, right? And you sweep, and then you go stealth mode, right? And then, like you have shrooms here. So if a squishy person comes up, right, what you could do is just you can insta kill them and just run straight up here, right? If they're not that, if they're super tanky or something, and you can't like actually do anything to them, even so, you just wait, and then when they leave, right, you just go back.
Yeah.
Instant pressure as soon as they leave, right? So and you just keep doing it, right? Think about it. If you can keep this cycle going, right, of where like they can't leave top, what is your team doing this entire time?
Yeah. Hopefully destroying all the other lanes.
Exactly. You just need to say like, I'll keep them here. I'll keep their attention, right? But you cannot get caught. That is the big thing.
Yeah. I don't usually, but yeah.
You have to place your stealth in the right place. You have to make sure your stealth isn't seen, and you have to make sure that they can't break it or like they don't kill you.
Yeah.
Right? Those are the three big things. Like Teemo's passive is extremely underrated.
Oh yeah, I don't use the. You mean the invisibility?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's extremely underrated, right? Yeah, basically what you do is you just go invisible, like they see you up here, right? You walk in a fog of war and you sweep, right? And you just go invisible and you stay there. Like a good thing to do is to like do like a triangle of shrooms here.
Yeah.
Right? And just go invisible right in the middle.
Right. That's why people hate Teemo.
Yeah, because like you go there and you see too many people, you're just like, all right, I'll chill. You know?
Yeah, they don't know I'm there, right?
Exactly, right? And then when everybody leaves, right, you become a nuisance again.
Yeah.
right? And then they have to deal with you, so they come back. The only there are situations where this doesn't work, and the situations where it doesn't work is if like they were to walk mid and just be able to take towers for free without your team defending.
Right.
Right? Like all you have to tell your team to do is like kill the minions and delay their push, because the longer that it takes for them to push, the more you get up here.
Okay.
Right? And then once you start getting here, right? Once you start getting into this area, right? People will be like sending more people towards you. So what you start doing, right, is you go here, right, and then you teleport here, right, and you start doing the same thing to this side.
Yeah.
Right? Now what you have is 2 doors open, right? So if this inhibitor is open and this inhibitor is open, right, you just stealth mission these.
Okay.
Right? Because you could either be here or you could be here. Right? And you could be taking these, and then like you can go stealth right here, and then like if nobody sees you, if nobody's there, like you can go back.
Yeah.
And you can just bring that line up completely. Now, what people will start doing, and you have to adapt, is they will start catching on to it, because people will react after like you doing this 4 times, 5 times. And they will either get pink wards or they will get scanners. So when you see people, your priority is not to see their HP, is not to see their anything. It's to hit tab and to see their items, and it's to see if they have a skill that can see you.
Okay.
Right? If they have a skill that can see you, start running away before they get close.
Okay.
Right? Like if they have, like if it's Lee Sin and he can slam the ground, right? Start leaving as soon as he gets closer to you.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't want to risk him seeing you.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, typically with a split push, as soon as I see anybody, I'm out, unless it's the ADC.
Yeah. And that is honestly like, it's a good thing to do, but the next level thing is to feign getting out.
Okay.
Right? Because when you get out, what did they do? Right? That resets the game state. Right? So the game state is back in neutral, and then somebody has to make a play again.
Yeah. Well, I go somewhere else and start doing the same thing.
But I'm saying for the like 30 seconds, 40 seconds that you're not there.
Yeah.
Right? You're not doing that. The game state is neutral, correct? Right? And what I mean by that is like nobody's making plays at this point, because like they tried to deny your play and you backed off. Right?
Yeah.
And if your team's not pushing, your team's not making a play, and their team's not making a play because they tried to stop you.
Okay.
Right? But now, what you can do is like you go here, you go stealth, you have your like mushroom trail or whatever. Like Teemo really likes to work in triangles, so like just have your mushrooms and triangles here.
I'm
They're
looking
really
forward
strong.
to the Warren unranked to Diamond Teemo series.
Me too. I don't really play Teemo, so I'm super excited to do it because I know I can.
I'm excited.
Okay, so you basically just want to keep your shroom traps. Now, what I want you to do is, I've told you to watch the Rainman, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so I want you to watch a game of his, and I want you to specifically see his shroom groupings.
Okay.
Okay, so and see how he moves with them, right? And see how he practices. Like if he has a good movement setup on it, or a mushroom setup, nobody can get to you. So you can just keep pushing.
Yeah.
All right. So, any questions
No.
about that? Well, you're gonna work. Yeah, what
Time
you're
to
gonna
get to work.
Exactly. With this strategy, you should be able to have a lot more pressure on the map. Once you get a lot more pressure on the map, we'll be able to, like, see if you can actually influence bot lane with your TPs. Okay?
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll try the biggest thing is that bush. I'll try it. The bush attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, man. Talk to you soon.
No problem. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.